Okay, so now we're going to work on writing key signatures, and we need to remember, first of all, with the keys that have naturals as their name, so A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, that of those seven, two are ones we need to take special note of. C always has all naturals. Key of C is all naturals, like this. So that's C major, where they are, okay? And the key of F has one flat. Okay, it's the only key signature that has a flat or flats in it that doesn't have flats in its name. Now, all the other five natural notes, D, E, G, A, and B, have sharps in them. And the final sharp in the key signature is the note that is a minor second below the tonic, or the first degree of the scale in that key. So let's take D as an example. So here's a bass clef. We're going to draw a D on the middle line. All right, now we're going to go think, and I didn't do this very well because that D is kind of going to interfere with my, where I need to put my keys. So I'm going to do this now in treble clef. All right, there's the D. And if we go down one note, it's C. All right. So here's a C. And so we know that the last sharp in the key signature is going to be C sharp. All right. So then when we come over to draw the sharps in the key signature, we're going to remember our order, which is fat cats go down and eat. Fat cats go down alleys eating bugs. F, C, G, D, A, E, B. So we're going to write sharps until we get to C sharp, which we know is our last sharp. So write an F sharp on the top line, like that. And then we write a C sharp on the third space. Okay, so there we have it. Let's take another one. Let's do E. And in this case, we're going to draw an E on the bass clef. We're going to go down one note to D. Now, we may be remembering that except for F and C, any key that has a natural note as its tonic, or first degree of the scale, has sharps in it. Or we may just look and knowing that the last degree of a scale, so this is the first degree, the note underneath is the seventh final degree of the seven, which we call the leading tone. That needs to be a minor second below the tonic. So we can look on the piano keyboard and see, well, there's a black note in between E and D. So D is a whole step or major second below. So a half step or minor second is D sharp. So the last sharp in the key signature will be D sharp. Or we know just from the fact that half step below E is D sharp, that there will be sharps in the key signatures. There aren't any key signatures that combine sharps and flats. So we're going to write sharps until we get to D sharp. So we've got fat cats go down, right? And then we're not using alleys eating broccoli because F, C, G, D, D is our last sharp. So we will put a sharp on F sharp and a sharp on C sharp and one on G sharp and then one on D sharp. And there we have our key signature. We know that D sharp is going to be the last sharp, and we wrote sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, until we got to D sharp. Let's do one more with sharps. We'll do in the treble clef, and what do you say? B. Okay. Key of B major. All right. We know that the seventh degree of the scale is a minor step or minor second, a half step below B. You can look on the piano keyboard and see that there's a black note in between B and A. So it's A sharp, You also remember that if it's not C or F and the name of the key, the tonic of the key, is a natural note, there are sharps in the key signature. And so now we know that A sharp is the last sharp. And then we think, okay, B, E, A, D, well, B, I'm sorry, that's the order of the flats. The order of the sharps is F, C, G, D, A. Fat cats go down alleys, F, C, G, D, A, and so we'll write an F sharp on the top line, right? C sharp on the fourth space, a G sharp up in that space above the fifth line, like that, and then D sharp on the fourth line, and A sharp on the second space, or in the second space. So once again, we're given the note B and told that we need to make a major key signature for that. We know that in major keys with natural notes as the name of the key or the tonic of the key that are not F and C, that there are sharps in the key signature. We know that the last sharp in the key signature is the note just below the tonic, a minor second below the tonic, so that's going to be A sharp. And then knowing that the order of the sharps is F sharp, C sharp, D sharp, D sharp, A sharp, we simply write sharps until we get to A sharp, and that's what we've done. So that's how we write key signatures using sharps.